But I can't talk about her.
We're back on the Morning Brew. It's time to talk some Lobos sports. We love doing that here on the show.
We do.
Don't we, Erin? All right. Erin Muffaletto, Larry Aarons, and here she is, the head coach of the Lady Lobos, Yvonne Sanchez, who's in a really good mood.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, good morning.
The other
Thanks
night,
for having me, you guys.
The other night you had a great performance.
You know, it was a game bigger than just basketball. It was our pink game. It was our Play for K. We had a lot of cancer survivors, a lot of people wearing pink. And it was it's a great way to honor those who we're so proud of watching our players play. It was an honor to play in front of them.
Yeah, and all the ladies were all dressed up in their pink outfits. It was so cool.
Yeah, we had our pink uniforms. I had my pink high-top tennis shoes. I wish I could coach in those every time. But, you know, it's just like I said, it's an honor playing in front of cancer survivors. It really is, and what they go through. So we really enjoyed it, and it was great to get a win.
Yeah.
I bet it was. Now, let me ask you about that, because it looks like the team is gelling at the right time.
Well, we've had so many close games,
Yeah.
and it was easy to go one way or another. And I told them, just stay positive and just keep working hard, and your fortune will return.
Yes.
And I don't know when, I don't know what will happen. It won't magically appear. You guys have to earn it, but it will happen, and it did last night. It was terrific.
Yeah. And I saw recently one of the players just had, I think it was 1,000 scores, or is that right?
Sarah Hallis, who's been our 6-year senior, back-to-back ACL tears, has had a heck of a career. She's a wonderful kid. She's going to get her master's by the time it's all said and done.
Good for her.
Just scored her 1,000-point.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Well, you know, this is when you want to get your team hot, you know, as you approach the tournament. And you seem to have that the other night, especially in the second half. You were really dominant underneath. I never think of your team as being a
post-oriented,
post-oriented team at all, but you hit the boards and everything else.
You know, we haven't been. We've had some really good guards. Actually, we've had Portia Torrance my first year, but, you know, Caroline Durbin has kind of carried the torch, our guard. We've got some very good post players. Khadijah Shumpert's playing at a very, very high level. You know, now I'm going to forget all of them, but Diva Vaughn plays inside our post. Electra Chavez, a kid from Santa Fe, had a great game last night. We've got some injured kids who will be back next year. Josie Greenwood went in there and gave us some great minutes in the post. So, you know, it was a great balance between guard and post. And Tisha Brown had a great game from the perimeter position. And, you know, when you have that balance, that's when your team's gelling and it's doing well.
Yeah. And y'all are playing San Diego tomorrow, in San Diego.
Yes, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's, you know, it's a great situation for us. You know, we go on the road, play at San Diego State. The men play at home. So it's unfortunate during conference that we have that. We can't see the men. But, yeah, it'll be a great game for us on Saturday, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Heading to the beach. Okay.
Yeah. No beach.
No
do they,
beach.
do they ever get to kind of hang out after a win, or?
It depends. You know, it's a business trip, so you're just so focused. But we get into San Diego early just because of the flight situation. So I think we're going to have a breakfast at either the Green Flash or World Famous, somewhere right on the beach. And, you know, I lived there 9 years, so I can kind of tour them around a little bit, and then we'll have practice.
I want to ask you about recruiting, just in general terms. And you and your staff are busy doing that right now, in addition to coaching.
Never ending.
It just goes and goes and goes. What's your recruiting style like? What do you do? You like to get into living rooms and talk to parents and the prospect and all of that? What do you like to do?
I love to do that. I miss recruiting. Being a head coach, I really miss it, because I like to go out recruiting. I like to go in gyms. I like to go in homes. I think when you go in the prospective student athlete's home, you get a great feel of how they are. You know, everybody can see how the basketball player is. They're a great basketball player, what they can do on the court. You're looking for more than that. You're looking for a good person. How do they treat their parents? How do they treat their siblings? All that's important. It really is. So I really do. I love going in homes. You know, there's so many restrictions that have been lifted in recruiting, so it's nonstop. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. And Yvonne, you're actually from New Mexico.
I am.
You're from Los Alamos, is
Yes,
that right?
yes, and it's great being a native, because then I can, for me, this is, I don't really want to go anywhere else. So I can go in people's homes and say, I'm from here. This is what I grew up with. I grew up with Lobo basketball. You know, I grew up with New Mexico State basketball. You know, we were big fans of in-state teams.
Yeah.
And you know, I've always been that way. My parents have always been that way. My brother's the boys El Dorado coach, so he's been there for years, and Coach Cullen
It runs in the
Neal,
blood.
and it does. And you know, our whole family. I have an older sister. We're all passionate about New Mexico sports, about the university, and just about living here in New Mexico.
Your dream team, Yvonne, if you could just recruit the ideal team, would the team have size or speed?
Both. You know,
Both.
and that's just it. And you know, if I had to choose, I'd rather have speed than size.
Would you?
I would. And you know, maybe there's a, you know, that's just the way I like to coach. I like to coach up tempo.
That's your style.
It is. You know, the high screen and rolls, you know, the transition screen and rolls, the different things you can do, the run and press. I'd love to do that. So if I had to pick size over speed, you know, I'd take the 6'1" overall player.
Oh yeah. If you had a whole team full of those.
Yeah, exactly. And we've done that before. You know, we've had that in the past, but that's what I'd like.
So I know it's a little early because, you know, next year seems so far away, but do you have any expectations for next year? Or?
Well, you know, it's hard to look at that because we've got at least five games, and then we have the conference tournament, so hopefully another 3 or 4 more there.
And the conference is next month.
It is. It starts the middle of March, like that second week of March in Vegas. Next year's group, you know, we've got 2 signed. We're looking at some other kids. We've got some injuries that'll be back. You know, Ebony Walker will be back. Lauren Newman will be back. You know, and it's, you know, you can never, injuries are part of the game, but you can never count, you know, on them or whatever happens. You can't use them as excuses because they happen to everybody. But you know, it's kind of what we planned when I took over this program to rebuild. You know, it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of time. Kids have to grow up together.
Right.
You know, we've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are playing that are going to be, you know, juniors and sophomores, and then seniors and juniors, and that's how you rebuild a program, not just a team.
Do you kind of thrive on the whole fishbowl atmosphere of Lobo basketball? Do you like, you know, everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I guess I've just gotten so used to it being here for so long. As an assistant for 11 years and being here 14, I saw how Coach Flanagan handled it. He was terrific. Best coach that's ever coached here, no question. And I saw how he handled everything. And he was a class act with everything he did. So I learned a lot from him.
Yeah. Great to have you on the show.
Oh, you guys, thank you. And thank you guys for what you do. It's great to be here.
We'll be supporting you guys on the road.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Go Lobos.
Good luck to Craig. Yeah, good luck to Craig and against the Aztecs Saturday.
Yeah, let's do a sweep.
That's exactly.
I love it. Yvonne Sanchez, who's the head coach of the Lady Lobo basketball team. Aaron and I will be back with our guest Tom Carroll of the Big Bad Budget film in just a moment.